There's the power shutoff switch here next to the driver's seat. Turn it into the on position if you've been away from your truck for a long period of time. Turn it back on, it puts the power back to your tractor. Right next to the driver's seat is the door to open your outside storage compartment. When you get in your truck, you're going to turn your key to the on position. Let the dash cycle through everything. That allows the computer to reset itself before starting the truck. If your truck is a manual transmission, you press the clutch all the way before starting the truck. This one is an automatic transmission, so once it cycles, you can start it up. Okay. On the Cascadia models, your windshield wiper is mounted to your turn signal knob. Make your adjustments there. Obviously your turn signal. On your steering wheel you have your cruise control, the on, resume, set button, and also the cancel button are all at your fingertips. Your intermittent lights for your trailer to blink is over on your right hand side, and then your plus and minus actually run your gauges, your gauge cluster up on your dash. On this particular tractor, we've got the oil gauge on the lower left-hand side, your axle temperature gauges, water temp, your fuel gauge is in the center. The new tractors that are equipped with DEF, it has the gauge down here. Read owner's manual to talk about the DEF. You have your master control up in here, and your speedometer and oil temperature. Your air and transmission gauge is over here. On your stereo, you have a built-in alarm clock system. You also have the Bluetooth capable, so you can have your hands free. Your speaker is up over here on your left hand side, mounted on the roof. Trucks with the DD12 automatic transmission, your transmission is actually set right here. You have a drive, a reverse, and a neutral. The transmission must be in neutral to be able to start the truck. And then you can manually upshift or downshift by lifting up or going down. And your jake brake is actually going forward or reverse on your shifter lever. Will adjust your jake brake from off to low, medium, and high. Okay. Your tilt and telescopic wheel adjustment is down below the steering wheel. Push down on it. You can push down, raise and lower, tilt forward and back. On the back of your visor, you'll find an important message about your DPF regen. It's the diesel particulate filter and the symbol that'll show up on your dash. It's also got a hot exhaust symbol and DPF refill needed. If your hot exhaust comes on, drive it, keep it up to speed. It'll help cool it down. If the DPF regen is needed, your regen switch is down here on the lower part. It just says regen on it, and you press and hold that for 5 seconds. If you have to do a park regen, down here is your regen button. You would push and hold that for 5 seconds. That while you're parked, it will go into a regen mode. If your engine goes into shutdown mode for any particular reason and you need to get off the side of the road, you can push your engine override to prevent you from shutting down for 3 or 4 minutes to try to get you to a safe location. The next button is automatic traction control. The next one is for the override of your hill climb for your automatic transmissions. Then you have your main menu button for your dash cluster, heated mirrors, dome lids, utility lights, air suspension switch is over here. You just push that in to dump your air suspension. Some of them will have a switch like this. Others may be a switch like your differential lock and your fifth wheel. You may have an air suspension there. And then you have an air filter minder that tells you as it gets higher up that your air filter is getting clogged and you may need to get that changed out. On the Cascadia Evolutions with the DD12 transmission, if you have one of the DD12 transmissions with the automatic, please see the next video that talks about driving for MPG on the Freightliners. On here, deep inside is where your fuel tank is. That's where your diesel fuel is going to go. Always remember to turn your truck off when you're fueling. That would prevent if you were to make an error and put DEF solution in your fuel tank, you do not want to start the truck. That will destroy the engine. Your DEF solution goes up here. Notice there is quite a bit of difference here, and the nozzle size. So always be sure that you're putting DEF in your DEF tank, diesel in your diesel tank. On all of the Cascadias, the hood latch is down underneath, in between, and you kind of put your finger down, pop that latch up. That allows you to easily open the hood by coming up to the front. They open up very easy. And as if you notice, there are hydraulic cylinders that help to allow those hoods to open and close very easy. Notice your antifreeze fill level is up here. The cold minimum is right here. Your low level sensor is right here. So even though you may be seeing antifreeze down here, you may be below the low coolant line and you will need to add. Your cold fill minimum line is right here and it needs to be above that. So always be cognizant of that when you are doing your pre-trip and post-trip inspections. Your oil fill line is up here. Your power steering fluid check is down here. Your reservoir, you've got your minimum cold, minimum hot, and your oil check dipstick is right here. Up on the firewall of the tractor, you'll find several different fuse boxes. We've got one mounted here on the firewall, one here just on the inside of the tire. So when you have fuse issues or light issues, be sure and have them check your fuses up here. On the Cascadia Evolutions, your air dryer is up in the very front, right-hand side. The air dryer canister is very easy to get to, so they can change that filter out. Your tow hooks are mounted here. You take the nut off, pull those off. Your tow hooks, they go and they mount in the holes in the front of the bumper. The Evolutions are also equipped with air ride steer axle, and your windshield wash solution is over here for your fill for cleaning your windows. On all DD13 and DD15 engines, you want to make sure that you're draining your air tanks on a regular basis. It's recommended that you do it at least once a day during your post-trip. You can see the petcock down on the bottom of the air tank. Open that up and make sure no water comes out. The new technology on the motors draws in a lot of moisture, and you can still get some in your tank, and that is bad for the internals of your transmission and the internals of your air system.